Hello there fellow humans and welcome to this video. Today I want to talk about raiding battles, because they're happening apparently, and they're horrible. So we're gonna find a tank that is great to play, that is a lot of fun, and that is also very competitive. That's why I've picked the Vickers CR. The reason for that is quite simple. It's tier 9, which might seem odd, but this is one of those tier 9.5 tanks where it has 2800 DPM. As you can see, the Vickers Light isn't that much better. The Vickers Light is by no means a bad tier 10, so you can kind of see why this tank is definitely the one here. Let's show you why this is the best one, and don't forget to like and subscribe, obviously. And we're in the battle here with a Vickers CR, and it is a tier 10 game, which isn't really a downside for this vehicle, because, as I said, it is almost as good as a tier 10, and I'd say, honestly, this thing is better than the MX-30B, like, outright, which already says a lot. But that means that now you have a tank that is effective at tier 10, but that is very, very good at bullying tier 8s when you eventually end up in a tier 8 game. You also are insanely good at snapshotting, as you can see. And yeah, but the thing that has to be considered here is this is obviously only a tank for really good players, and only a tank for players that like this kind of playstyle. If you're more of a tank destroyer player, then you're probably not going to do well with this, because this tank requires a lot of game knowledge, a lot of positioning knowledge, and a lot of, well, prediction of enemy movement. Obviously, because you don't have much armor. You do have armor, which is surprising actually, but, Wargaming light tanks don't make sense in Blitz. So here we are. This is exactly what I mean. You can just basically shit on people, which is amazing. Okay, the Leo is doing that, which is quite unfortunate for him, but not very unfortunate for me, because if he peeks, nope, not the case. STB, yeah, that's unfortunate. Nope, ow, help. The one main problem is obviously the lack of armor on this thing, and if you get targeted, which happens from time to time, obviously, then you're gonna be quite low. But your skill is a better armor than actual armor, which means we can still make something good out of this. Now, I've heard that other people recommended 57 heavy, which I don't quite understand why, because it's situational and positional and like, anyway, let's see. And this thing's like a lot more versatile. It's not, I wouldn't say it's better, because obviously it's a tier 9, but on this thing you can fight against tier 8s, which is like 50% of the time. Where the 57 heavy, you're gonna get wrecked by yours, which is a bit of a weird choice, but anyway. So, gonna get out of here, obviously. Can I hit that? No, I can't. I mean, I hit shots like that a couple of times, which definitely says something about this tank, because not only are you fast, not only do you have some form of armor and very good DPM and, well, decent penetration, you also have good accuracy and gun depression. You got a bit of everything. You even have, well, the armor is, you can't really rely on it, but it's there sometimes. Now, STB, obviously, gotta be very careful here on the low HP. And this should be in the bag right here, hopefully. I'm just gonna run around. But yeah, we got this. Let's go. Nice. Well, it's only 2k, which is quite a horrible game, I'd say. But as you can see, you can move around a lot. You can reposition. If you're on low HP, you can still be very useful, which is, I think, great to see here. And that you can do this kind of stuff. And obviously the STB is gonna try to yoink one, but it's quite a small turret profile, which means you're very hard to hit if you hold down, and if you keep moving, you can just snapshot people, and that is absolutely amazing. And it's also amazing that you're still watching, I guess. And now we're here in a tier 8 battle, and this is where this thing is now going to excel, hopefully. Now, the thing is, when you get into a tier 10 battle with the thing, you barely get compromised, because you essentially have the stats of a tier 10. Well, not a great tier 10, but a good tier 10, I guess. But then if you get into a tier 8 battle, you can get some ass, which is great. Now, you have to still know how to use it properly, which is the main problem. Now, it is not very easy to play. If you want something that is easy to play, then I would, well, recommend something like a T-54E2 or, well, a standard heavy, I guess, not something funky. But yeah, let's see. Guys down. Yep. Tame. Y'all gonna do something? They're not doing anything. Okay, the Shadow's AFK. It's not great. Yeah, I have some armor actually. Didn't know that. There we go. He's dead. I mean, you got 350 alpha damage, which is more than enough against the T-Rate. You can just... Also, if that's not enough to convince you, you also have Hesh with 105mm of penetration. Which means against other light tanks, you're the boss. Because you can just HE them and do a lot more damage. If, well, they're not a Waffenträger that has a... whatever that equipment's called. You should still use HE against those kind of tanks, because obviously HE does more module damage. So, I would still recommend using the HE. Now, I'm gonna dummy this pattern a bit. My HP, his HP is my damage, basically. So now we're gonna go around the ammo. Pretty good team, 2.8k damage in 2 minutes. I am an idiot, which is a decent result as well. And now, there's only these 3 left. It is that damn easy, sometimes. Oh, I mean... The only thing that stops this tank from being perfect is the penetration, which is the case for a lot of the really great tanks, unfortunately, but that's alright. So yeah, that is it, the Vickers CR. If you're a good player, and if you like this kind of tank, it is the tank to have, I'd say, and it's 3k damage, which is a fairly average game, I guess, for something like that. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. What do you think? What is your favorite raiding tank? What do you think is the best raiding tank? Put it in the comments, and see you for the next one. Goodbye.